straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I want you to hit the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire Lions Den, basketball, boxing community, and salute to all of the people that rock with me, day ones, as well as my new subs. All right, now, um, just a few hours ago, we had Luka Doncic um, come out with the presser, came out with his introductory uh, press conference with the Lakers upon the aftermath of possibly the biggest trade in NBA history. Many people have their respective feelings about the trade or whatnot. I'm pretty sure Luca does. I'm pretty sure people in Luca's camp does, and of course we know that the Dallas Mavericks fans, they do too. However, we are forgetting that there is another side in this trade that I don't think anybody is talking about. There are other people that feel other types of ways um, on the opposite end of this trade. Now, to tell you what I'm talking about, you have a lot of people out here that actually appreciate what Anthony Davis brings to the table. Um, I think we keep forgetting that the Dallas Mavericks last year were a few games from possibly securing their second NBA championship. Um, and also, we have to understand that Dallas was pretty much a championship pedigree team, and they were, they were a contender just to say the least. Um, and I think what got lost in the shuffle is the fact of everybody there feeling some type of way because Luca left. Please hit the like when you come in here, y'all. I appreciate y'all being in here. Double tap the screen and please hit the like button, okay? It's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's not gonna hit your debit card. Not gonna hit your credit card. Not gonna hit your bank account. None of that stuff. It's free for the free 99. But anyways, um, you know, Anthony Davis had pretty much gave his feelings on how he felt about um, him being, traded. And just from looking at Anthony Davis, how you doing, Riley? Just looking at Anthony Davis, right? Just looking at him. Please hit the like when you come in here, okay? Anthony Davis looks right now when he was doing because it wasn't an official press conference. He basically was just talking to the media courtside after a workout or whatnot. Um, Anthony Davis actually looks like a big burden has been lifted off of his shoulders. Um, Anthony Davis actually looks free right now. Now, true enough, we know that the Lakers right now, they're in fifth place. Okay. We do understand that, the Lakers, they are, they could possibly win, if, depending on what they have. They could have possibly won some games and in the playoffs or whatnot, depending on who they face. Now, as far as the championship, I don't know right off the bat. But just to say the least, the Lakers were in fifth place. the Dallas Mavericks, in comparison to them, they were in 11th place. We know that the Dallas Mavericks has been, they've been struggling without Luka. They were without, Kyrie for quite some time. They had some injuries and whatnot, so they were a little bit down, a little bit. Now they seem to, go in the right direction, but they kind of slumped a little bit. However, um, a lot of people still had Dallas going or coming out of the West. Okay, me myself personally, I'm still sticking by my guns um, on the surface of everything until I see something that actually, if there's a drastic change. Now, Caleb Martin, Caleb Martin did go there uh, for Quentin Grimes. Okay, I kind of question that. That's my team, the Sixers. Um, but maybe Dallas is trying to Dallas is trying to get really defensive right now. Um, they're trying to find a lot of lockdown defenders. I noticed a lot of guys that can play both ends of the floor. But having said all of that, you have a guy in AD right now, okay, and I think that the appreciation level for AD has not been as high as I thought it would be. I was under the assumption, okay, that a lot of people would be excited about AD, okay, as they are with Luca. Now with Luca, you could kind of understand because Luca, he's coming out off of a championship, a championship year. Even though they didn't win it, they they went to the finals, okay, and the year before that, not the year before that, the year prior. I'm talking about before Kawhi. I'm not Kawhi. Kyrie, before he had got there, people got to understand that Luka had made it to the Western Conference Finals. So a lot of people are going to be excited, and just to be, I think he was at that time he was like 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? And to be as young as he is and being able to accomplish some of the things that he's accomplished, a lot of people are going to be excited about that. But I think that a lot of people have forgotten what AD brings to the table. AD is a championship, whether it's a bubblegum ring or whatever you want to call it or whatever. AD was a part of that championship squad. He does have championship experience. He's been in the Western Conference Finals. They almost won until they unfortunately ran into Denver. With Darvin Ham. And the thing about it too that I'm intrigued in watching right now is the body language of AD, because AD right now, when he was with the Lakers, man, AD looked, let's just call it what it is. He looked stressed out, And one of the questions that was asked to him, was about, him playing his position and everything like that. He was like, I'm happy now because I get to play the position that he truly wants. He gets to play the position that he truly wants. And on top of that, he's had relationships with a lot of these guys on the team. You got to think about it. He's had relationship with Nico Harrison. He's had relationship with Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd knows what he brings to the table. So I'm looking at AD right now, and he's like, well, I'm coming here. I got another superstar in Kyrie. We can make this happen. And I feel like a lot of burden has been lifted off of both Anthony Davis, and I should have included Kyrie in the title, but also Kyrie too. Now, that's not to say that Kyrie didn't like playing with Luka, but AD is not nowhere near as ball dominant as Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? AD doesn't have a high usage rate. Okay, Luka does. AD doesn't really doesn't have an ego as big as a LeBron or anything like that. You said Anthony Davis is a Robin and not a Batman. AD isn't a leader. He's a follower. That is cap. Okay? And let me tell you why. Okay? That's cap. And salute to you, Mr. Layback. But I disagree with you, okay? Anthony Davis, he's not a Robin by any means. Matter of fact, he was the leader this year in scoring. He was the leader in rebounding. He led the team in block shots, okay? And on top of that, he played the league minimum the past 2 years. Well, he's getting ready to be the next year. He's on pace to possibly pace 65 games right now. AD was a leader, especially this year, especially at the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? AD has carried the mantle. LeBron has went on record and has said the ship don't float without AD. Okay, so we got to understand what you're looking at. You're looking at a guy last season, Mr. Layback. AD was one of the guys that was in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Was LeBron? No, he was not. Okay, so then why didn't the Lakers hand over the keys to AD after LeBron leaves? Why did the Lakers trade him? Okay, and that's why we're here, because the Mavericks wanted him, and on top of that, let's just call it what it is. That place is toxic, and the Lakers were not going to give AD what they truly wanted. AD wanted this puts AD in a better position to win a title. Do you honestly think, okay, with the shit that they got going on over there, Mr. Layback, that they were gonna win a title within the next couple of years? No, they weren't. Whereas you go to Dallas, okay, and I'm gonna ask you a question. Please answer, okay? Don't escape. Don't run. Don't hide. Don't go to no doghouse. Don't go under the house. Don't go under no building. Don't do nothing, okay? When I ask you this question, last season, did they or did they not make the finals? What's up with it, Lemon Pepper Lou? Make sure y'all go sub to the brother Lemon Pepper Lou, Louisville. LDBC's finest in the building. The Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks. Did they or did they not make the finals last season? The Dallas Mavericks. Let's focus your attention on the Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Do they have the same coach? Yes or no? Do they got the same coach? Hello? Yes, okay. No, we're not asking about Luka. Leave Luka alone. We're not talking about that. Let's stay where we're at, okay? Do they have Lively? Okay, because Luka doesn't play defense. Do they have Lively? Yes or no? Hello? Okay, all right. Do they have Gafford? Yes or no? I'll answer it for you. Yes, because I can't seem. You're so stuck on Luka. Okay. A guy who is a turnover machine, which you're forgetting. A guy who does not play defense. A guy who argued with the ref. Despite him being a great offensive player, AD bring defense to the table. Lockdown defender. Shot maker. Also can get in the interior and everything. You don't need to worry about that because you still have shot makers on the perimeter. You still got a Klay Thompson. They didn't have Klay Thompson last season. No, they did not. You have another shot maker that could potentially be an anchor to your offense when needed to be. Now you got three different threats. Okay, you have AD, you got Kyrie, and you do have Klay Thompson. You understand what I mean? And all of those guys, with the exception of Kyrie, can play defense. Klay Thompson plays both ends of the floor. Okay? Washington plays both ends of the floor. Gafford plays both ends of the floor. Don't forget about Lively, plays both ends of the floor. All of the guys, and plus they still have their same core from last season. So what I'm telling you, okay, just to expand on what I'm saying, you keep saying, Luka, oh, well, Luka's not there, Luka's not there. I mean, yeah, that's the offense that you're missing. But what wins championship? Defense and rebounding. Okay? Who put the clamp? Now, Mr. Layback, let me ask you this. Excuse me? You said Klay Thompson is garbage? No, he's not garbage. Does Klay Thompson got 4 rings, sir? Does Klay Thompson got 4 rings? Yes, he does. Is he one of the best shooters in NBA history? Yes, he is. Is he known for being one of the best two-way players? Yes, he is. Klay Thompson is not garbage. Okay? Now, the record has not been good because who's been injured? Luka, the guy's nuts that you're on right now. Okay, you up there, Luka. Last time I checked, Luka was hurt, right? Okay, AD just got hurt with an abdominal strain. Luka been hurt with the same goddamn calf injury. No, he's not garbage. What are you talking about? Go look at his statistics, man. I know you driven and you're psychologically warped by the media. But brother, this is a whole nother environment right now, and I'm gonna need you to pay attention to the game because Klay Thompson does so much. See what you want to see? You want to see LeBron and all the makeup and all this other shit. No, Klay Thompson is not garbage. I'll take Klay Thompson in a heartbeat. Okay, would you take Joel Embiid? No, you would not. Would you take Zion right now, sitting on their asses? No, you will not. Klay Thompson just won a championship in 22. What did Joel Embiid win? Not a goddamn thing. What did Zion win? Not a goddamn thing. And that's coming off of the ACL, and that's coming off an Achilles injury. What are you talking about? They're doing better without AD. What are you talking about? They're not doing better without AD. They're doing good in spite of AD. They would not be in 5th without AD. Who leads the team in scoring? It's AD. Who leads the team in rebounding? Block shots. What's up with it? Going Strong podcast. I see you in the building. Yeah, it is a good move for Dallas, but the Dallas Mavericks just got better. They're gonna win because of AD. Now you have pick and roll. That's another aspect that you got to look at. Since you say that Klay Thompson is garbage and all this other stuff, dog, Klay Thompson, I think he hit like 7 or 8 threes straight in a half or something like that. You haven't been watching them. I could tell you haven't been watching them, Mr. Layback. You know what I'm saying? You've been a little bit too laid back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to get some coffee, some Red Bull, Monsters, you know what I'm saying? Maybe snort you a little line or two and wake the fuck up. I have to say, we'll visit this conversation. Oh yeah, come on. I'm not going nowhere. I don't know where you've been ducking, dodging, hiding or whatever. hey, we don't go nowhere. We stay going live. You know what I'm saying? And then, y'all getting your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to come back. Oh, I don't want to talk to Polo. Nobody even know. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you still always have a home here to go ahead and get cooked. But what I'm telling you is the shit that you're saying is not adding up and it's not making no sense. You told me that Klay Thompson is garbage. You told me that they're better without AD, that when they're winning it in spite of AD. And then you also said that you're saying Luka hasn't played in like a month or two. No, it's all good. I'm just fucking with you, man. You said AD can go back to his natural position. Exactly. That's all I'm saying to Mr. Layback. He's playing out of position. He doesn't like. Look, okay, I understand what a lot of people are saying. They're like, AD, stop crying. You know what I'm saying? He just needs to go ahead and play center and all that other stuff. But some guys benefit off of playing in a different position. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to tell you is that AD is the real deal. A healthy AD. Don't forget when the first couple of games of the season, who was in the MVP conversation? It was AD. Okay? A healthy AD cannot be stopped. Okay? You looking at AD, all the memes and stuff like that, him, my neck, my back, all that other stuff. No, them days are gone. The last couple of seasons, he hasn't been complaining. He's been out there. He got an abdominal strain. I think he got a couple more workouts or whatever. I think he'll be back in like another 3 games or so. Luka's supposed to possibly be back on Saturday. So they might both possibly be back on Saturday to make their debuts. Why can't AD stop Jokic? He actually did a solid job on Jokic. He did a solid job on Jokic last season or whatever. Had it not been for the shoulder, that he actually did a good job on Jokic last season. He did. He struggled a little bit with Sabonis, but other than that, I mean, AD was pretty much the anchor for everything last year, and then the season before last, it's AD that's really been doing the hard work down low and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? You got guys on there that aren't playing both ends of the floor, that don't know how to know their assignments and everything. Then on top of that, they picked up a new coach. You know what I'm saying? But Jokic is a monster, man. Jokic, like, they're pretty much all the big men. He pretty much does damage to all the big men. How come Embiid can't stop him? Oh, you know why? Because that motherfucker don't never get up and play him. Why don't you ask that question? You know what I'm saying? How come some of these other bigs can't stop him? How come Miles Turner can't stop him? You know what I'm saying? How come Wemby can't stop him? You know what I'm saying? How come Harkison? You know what I'm saying? Chet. You know what I'm saying? Some of these other bigs. How come they can't stop him? How come Rudy Gobert can't stop him? You know what I'm saying? How come Cat can't stop him? You got to ask yourself about some of these other big men. So, some of those big men, with the exception of Sabonis, he's leading the league in double-doubles and rebound. You know what I'm saying? Cat ain't been in no defensive player of the year conversation. You know what I'm saying? Joel Embiid sit there crying about injuries and all this other stuff. But AD was in the running for defensive player of the year. AD was leading his team in scoring. AD was that anchor on defense. You know how many centers do the Mavericks have? Well, you got to think about it. They got Gafford, they got Lively. I mean, you got AD that can switch to the center too as well, and they got Powell. Don't forget about Powell. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you got to look at it. You got to go look at the roster, and really understand what you're talking about. You're looking at the Mavericks like they didn't make the final last year. Now, look, I'm still not convinced that they're gonna be okay. See, I think once Chet gets there and once Harkenstein gets there, they're gonna have their hands full with OKC. But don't forget that OKC is trying to avenge that loss that they had last year against Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we got to look at too. But AD is not garbage, man. AD is not garbage, and neither is Clay. Okay. You said AD. You said AD's injuries worry me. They don't worry me. Listen, AD has not been getting hurt like that. What's up with it, Hunter? AD's AD's injuries. AD hasn't really been getting injured like that. Not last season and not this season. He's actually been playing good. I got to come to the defense of AD. Now, if you would have said that the year before last, even that season they went to the Western Conference Finals and all that other stuff, then okay, I could understand where you're coming from, Mr. Layback. But it hasn't been that type of situation. AD has been balling. You don't understand what AD brings to the table. And on top of that, Mr. Layback, you got to look at it like this. You act like with Luka, the Lakers are gonna win now, like right away. No, they're not. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think eventually they will win with Luka, but LeBron got to be gone. It's Luka's team now. But in terms of the present, AD brings so much more to the table in terms of a championship pedigree type of guy. I mean, Luka does too, but he fills a void on so many ends that Nico Harrison was looking at. And I do want to talk about Nico Harrison, right? Nico Harrison, uh, he is a cutthroat type of guy, man. He's a cutthroat type of guy. He's a shrewd businessman. Um, I don't think a lot of people liked what he did. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this: for Nico Harrison to make a move like this has to work, or the Dallas fans are absolutely going to destroy him, just like they're trying to, they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? Because, Mark Mark Cuban, let's just be real. Mark Cuban wouldn't have never got rid of Luka. He wouldn't have got rid of Luka. What's up, Corey Deshaun? I see you in the building. Yeah, that remains to be seen. I mean, they got the pieces and everything. I mean, look, to me, you don't really. I mean, you're losing. What do you lose? You lose 34.99, but AD is a walking double double. Don't forget, AD can get you 40 points and 20 rebounds. He done had like 240 and 20 games, as well as some blocks. You said talk about AD's numbers in the playoffs with the Lakers in 21, 22, 23, and 24. I will. Right, exactly. You losing somebody that doesn't play that defense. Defense is about effort. Hold on 1 minute though. Mr. Layback wanted me to bring up some numbers. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. In 21, he had a foot injury, but still managed to average 21.8 points. Also averaged 8 rebounds and 4 blocks. In 2022, he averaged 23 and 10 and 3 blocks. Was also considered for Defensive Player of the Year amongst the leader. In 23, he averaged 25, 12, and 3 blocks, if I'm not mistaken. In 24, which was last season, he averaged 25, 13, and nearly four blocks. He was at three blocks. And then this year, in 25, so far he's averaging 25.7, 12 rebounds, and 3 points. You tell me in what way is AD not an anchor on defense and not leading his team, sir? Does LeBron have a 40 and 20 game? No, he does not. Can LeBron finish in the clutch? No, he cannot. You've seen that several times. You saw it against the Magic. You saw it in the Denver game. Couldn't hit a clutch shot to save his life. And on top of that, you also got to remember this. You only telling one part of the story, Mr. Laidback. since you so laid back, since you over there sipping lean or smoking that good ass weed, whatever you smoke, I'm gonna need you to get on point right now. Drink you some coffee. Get on point. Get some caffeine in you. Okay? Who did they go to the majority of the game when they were whooping the Denver Nuggets ass in the first half? They went to AD. They were feeding AD. What did they do? They got away from that. They started going to LeBron, and guess who was busting his ass? It was Jamal Murray. It was Aaron Gordon backdooring his ass all day. Okay, so we got to talk about that. Yes, he got injured, and I had already mentioned that. I don't count 21, 21, 22, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't count all that at 23 because he was playing 40 games. I think 1 year, what I'm saying, he played like 50 games. I'm talking about the games where he played 65 plus. That was in 23. Last year, no. Wait, I think last year, in 23 he did play like 60 something games, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody fact check me on that. Then last season he played more than 70 games, if I'm not mistaken. And then this year he was on pace to play because he hadn't missed a game up until the abdominal strain. Why did they not win the chip in 2020? Well, for one, it was Denver. They kept running into Denver, man. They kept running into Denver. You got to understand, man. Denver was a handful. Denver was a championship type of squad. And then in 22, the Golden State Warriors, they ended up winning it. And then don't forget, Minnesota was way better than the Lakers last season. But you're making this conversation right now into something that really, this isn't the conversation that we need to be having. The conversation that you need to better be having is, how come LeBron, y'all's quote-unquote GOAT, wasn't able to lead the team? How come he was begging for help too? The only thing that AD was asking for is, look, could he get some help on the front line? And he had been asking for that. He asked JJ Redick for that. They had shadow matches. He went to Rob Pelinka, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is trying to get help constantly by the trade deadline, getting mad, getting Darvin Ham fired, and all that stuff, man. That's something that we're not talking about here. And another thing that we need to be looking at too, you got to look at how stress-free AD is about to be. He doesn't have to worry about all this fiasco and stuff like that. He could just play his game. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to be like, it's a lot playing with LeBron. Like, hell, it's a lot playing with Luka too. So now they can have each other, man. I mean, normally, I would say you're right about AD, but the last couple of seasons, AD has been phenomenal, man. AD has been phenomenal. He was phenomenal this year. 5 4 3 5 4. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You said LeBron is a different story. Let's talk about it because the last time I checked, listen, everybody would tell you if you ask who the best player is on that team, everybody's going to tell you it's it's AD. It's not LeBron. You know, but you can't. We can't sit up here and we can't be saying, okay, yeah, uh, AD. He not doing this. He's not doing that. But you're not pointing the finger in the direction of LeBron. Yeah, LeBron is there and he's playing and stuff like that, but he's not making it better for anybody else. LeBron doesn't even realize that he's not the guy anymore like that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know when to step aside. You know what I'm saying? There's been some cases where AD was supposed to be the one to really, take the mantle and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And there was some times when he didn't do that. It's just like 1 year LeBron said he was gonna come off the ball and he wasn't gonna play. He wasn't gonna play on the ball as much. Well, guess what? By the mid portion of the year, guess what? He started being ball dominant again. Plus, you have to adapt to LeBron's way of playing, man. It's not easy, man. And everybody knows that. Everybody everybody knows that. Everybody knows that when you play with LeBron, you have to alter your game, man. You think it failed after 2020? Well, you got to think about it like this. They shouldn't have never got rid of that team. First and foremost, okay, you're saying that the experiment was over. They actually could have ran it back with the same pieces that they had. You had KCP, okay, a Swiss Army knife, very athletic, could defend the wing, and with an occasional defense inside. You had Alex Caruso, excellent defensive, perimeter guy, and could a shot maker too, and hell of athletic too. You know what I'm saying? Because he could get up and down the floor and all of that. Don't get me started on their front line. You had a front line of guys that were rim protectors, that were pick and roll players, and on top of that, cleanup men. You know what I'm saying? And then when you throw in AD in the deal, you had an offensive juggernaut. You had Dwight Howard, you had JaVale McGee, and you had AD. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, you had Rajon Rondo that had championship experience. Okay, Rajon Rondo just, I mean, out of nowhere was just hitting shots out the ass. Of course, you had, LeBron and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Then um, you had a few other guys on there that was able to help that team out. You know what I'm saying? But that was your core right there. Then you had Jason Kidd as the coach. You had Frank Vogel as the coach. You had they had enough pieces to go ahead and run it back that very next season. But guess what? It didn't happen. So Frank Vogel, they ended up what's the name? LeBron ended up firing, getting Frank Vogel fired because they were complaining about him. There was nothing wrong with Frank Vogel. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't control that. They wanted, just Lord behold, guess who wanted Darvin Ham in there? It was LeBron. He wanted him in there. Darvin Ham went to the Western Conference Finals the very first year. Okay, now you talking all that shit, Mr. Layback. You're saying, oh yeah, well, they didn't do anything, they didn't do anything, they didn't do anything. Okay, I want to see if JJ Redick takes the team, okay, with all these analytics and all these numbers and metrics and Pythagorean theorem and scientific method and goddamn chemistry and trigonometry and college algebra and all this other bullshit and stuff like that, X's and O's and shit. I want to see how he can really get in his coaching bag and be able to coach circles around these motherfuckers despite them going through a roster change. Because the last time I checked, Ime Udoka was able to do that shit. Ime Udoka was able to turn the team around late in the season when we talk about H-Town. Darvin Ham went to the Western Conference Finals. He went to the Western Conference Finals. You said Dallas is gonna be trash, man. Dude, you don't. You're for real, man. You're not even paying attention. Like that, they're not gonna be trash, man. There's no way that you could say that Dallas is gonna be trash. They only lost offense. Now you're getting in return, you're getting offense and you're getting defense. If Anthony Davis stay healthy, they're gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like the only worry that you have to worry about in the West right now is possibly OKC or whatever. Now they're gonna have to crawl their way back up because I think Dallas right now, last time I checked, they were 11th or something like that. But y'all guys, y'all come on here, man, and y'all say, oh yeah, such and such is trash, such and such is trash, but you're not putting anything behind it when you talk, man. You have to explain to me how is Dallas trash? They didn't get worse, they got better. That's what I'm saying to you. You lost a guy that does not play defense and turnover prone. Okay? Now Luka, he's phenomenal and everything, but let's just be honest. Luka can't stop anybody. Well, to be honest, LeBron James and Rondo coaches Lakers, not Vogel, in the final. That's cap. Vogel had he was defensive minded, and that's why he wanted those players. That personnel that he had on there, like JaVale McGee when he had Rondo. You had KCP. You had oh man. Of course you had AD. All of those guys were defensive guys on there. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about No Pain had said that Dallas was trash. The players stopped listening to him and coach themselves. That's not true. That's not true, man. That's not true. That was LeBron that led that charge or whatever. And then all this shit that y'all talk about, um, D'Angelo Russell and stuff like that. D'Angelo Russell, y'all traded D'Angelo Russell away, and he actually had a better plus minus than LeBron James. What I noticed, Mr. Layback, is that you're not giving any smoke to LeBron James. All the smoke that I hear, you're giving to AD, you're giving to the coaches, but I haven't heard you criticize LeBron though. Why are you trying to get away from LeBron the LeBron talk? No, let's talk about him, man. Because I haven't heard you. I haven't heard. I'm putting your feet to the fire now. This is a real conversation that we need to have. He's part of the problem. He's the biggest problem that's there. But you're making all these little excuses. You're calling out AD. You're calling out coaches and stuff like that. No, LeBron is the one that got Darvin Ham fired. LeBron is the one that got Frank Vogel fired. You said, don't worry, LeBron is next for his smoke. Well, let's hear it. Because last time I checked, Anthony Davis is All NBA. Last time I checked, Anthony Davis is All NBA, All NBA defensive. Last time I checked, Anthony Davis was an All Star. You know what I'm saying? Now he was a reserve this season, but nevertheless, he's still a perennial All Star. Let's hear it, man. You honestly think that LeBron James should be starting in the All Star game? Absolutely not, man. You got to give him. You got to get him the smoke. And look, and like I said, um, you said LeBron picking and chooses when he wants to play. Well, we know that, especially on defense. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I'm gonna say this right here. I don't mind a player, like I've said before, time and time again. You could be 40 years old, play the game and all this other stuff, but you got to know when to step aside and know when your time is up. LeBron doesn't seem to know that. Now he's pretty much the writing is on the wall. You know they pretty much told you, okay, we're moving on. But I will say this in slight defense of LeBron though. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that he didn't welcome Luka to LA. No, Luka had dispelled that. Luka said that LeBron had called him over the phone and welcome him into LA. You know what I'm saying? So I give LeBron some credit on that or whatever. But um, yeah, that's what people were saying. You say LBJ is on 22 years. He's not. He's not a two-way player. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? Look, you chose to play 22 years. Nobody asked you to play damn near 30 years in the league. Yeah, that's something that you chose to do. And if people are going to decorate you as the face of the league and as a franchise player and the greatest player of all time and stuff like that, and you're calling yourself to go, well, we're going to hold you to that standard. We're gonna hold you to the feet to fire. Everybody's like, "Oh man, well, come on, man, come on, Polo. He's 22 years in, and he's been in the league. He's an old man. That don't got nothing to do with me." They ridiculed Jordan when he came back. They ridiculed Kobe, saying that he needed to retire. You know what I'm saying? They talked shit about Dominique Wilkins when he came back after the Achilles injury. Okay, we know that. Okay, so But you give all of this smoke to AD and make it seem like it's AD's fault. Watch, AD's gonna now be able to play his game. Like there's probably not gonna be no ego. You gotta think about it. He played with Kyrie before, not in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But I think they played together in the Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. So like I said, man, yes, will the Lakers eventually win? Yes, but not right now, man. Not right now. They're gonna have to get some more. They're gonna have to get some more pieces. They're gonna have to get some more pieces, man. And you know, they're not just not gonna be able to do it. You said it's partially AD fault and LBJ fault. In terms of what though? Not if you're talking about losing. No, that's not. You can't put a lot. You can't put a lot of that on our AD. You listen. You lose as a team. Don't get me wrong and stuff, but a lot of this is LeBron James doing. You know what I'm saying? Like they should have continued last season. If you watch the game last season, Mr. Layback, the Lakers should have stuck to the formula. They like in multiple games they had the Denver Nuggets up by 20. They had the Denver Nuggets up by in double digit lead. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, has to do. Sorry for not throwing your podcast. Sorry for throwing your podcast in a tailspin. What are you talking about? This isn't no tailspin. I mean, what you're saying, you're listen. If you call it tailspin, you saying, okay, yeah, Clay Thompson is trash. Well, we all know that. Not, I would say a big percentage of people are not going to listen to what you just said. And if you're saying like AD is garbage and all this other stuff that you're saying, and he sucks and all this other stuff, well, a big percentage of people are not going to listen to anything that you're saying because you clearly saw last season that AD pretty much dominated. AD has had multiple games this season where he's had 40 and 20 games. He's been the leading lead. He's been the leading scorer on the team. The only time he got hurt was last week sometime, and he had an abdominal strain, man. You were talking on a different topic. No, we're talking about AD. That's what we're talking about. You came in here and you started saying you said AD is not all that. Well, he's a perennial all-star, isn't he? He's a champion, isn't he? He was one of the runners-up in Defensive Player of the Year, wasn't he? So how is he not all that? And obviously Nico Harrison wanted him, and the Dallas Mavericks organization wanted him. Now the fans maybe not so much. So they still wanted him. They feel like they could win a championship with him. So obviously somebody thinks he's all that. Well, he's hurt now, but that's because he had an abdominal strain. If you have an abdominal strain, that is difficult to play with. Now, if he'd have had something like where he got a sore elbow or something like that, man, just put some icy hot on there. But abdominal strains, man, they're no joke. Like when you talk about like in your core, like your abdomen, it's very difficult to play. You say God bless Nico Harrison. Like here, Paul, I'm glad AD is gone. Okay, what place were y'all in? Y'all were in fifth, right? That was in spite of AD. Dallas is in 11th right now. Let that sink in. AD, if it wasn't for AD got you a championship. Everybody knows that. Y'all wouldn't have won that championship without AD. Y'all wouldn't have won that championship without AD, without Rondo, any of those guys. And Luka is not overrated. Luka made it. Luka made it to. You got to think about it like this too. Luka made it to the Western Conference Final with Jalen Brunson, and then he made it to the finals with Kyrie. You understand? So you're saying all these excuses, and I know what the real reason is. You're upset because the Lakers are done with trying to please your king, man. That's what you're upset about it, man. They're tired of the bullshit. They're ready to win. Now you got a guy in Luka. Now I've already talked about some of the flaws of Luka. Let's talk about the great things of Luka. Luka is a shot maker in the clutch. LeBron is not. Luka has got a killer instinct. LeBron does not. Luka is fundamentally sound. LeBron is not. Man, Stephen Green, what's up with it, man? You said the Sixers got Grimes. I hope he can help our offense. Maybe so. We need a lot more than that. We need to come off of Paul George's contract. No, I'm glad we got Luka. Yeah, you better be glad. Who did he mention first in the press conference? He mentioned Kobe. He said he remembers talking to Kobe, Kobe talking to him the first time. That was one of the things. I don't even think you listened to the press conference, man, knowing you. I don't even think you listen to the press conference. You all about highlights and all that other stuff. You don't really sit down. You don't have the patience for that shit. But I listened to the whole entire press conference and what he had to say and stuff. And Luca, he had remembered Kobe, and he also said that he knows what the expectations here in Lakers. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, man. You didn't watch the press conference. What kind of crack Nico was smoking? No GM in their right mind would have made that trade. I understand what you're saying. It might look bad on the surface or whatever. Um, and here's my thing. It's a risk reward type of thing. They have to win, man. Now I agree with you, Mr. Layback. They have to win. They gotta win. If this has to work. If it doesn't work, they're in the world of shit. But they're making a lot of moves. Like they what's it called? They got Caleb Martin there though. Now from the Sixers, they just did a deal or whatever. So, and then you got Kyrie, who nobody talks about anymore. Okay, you got Kyrie and you got Anthony Davis. You got Lively. You got Gafford. They got a front line for your ass. They got Klay Thompson, who can still hit shots. You're sitting there saying Klay Thompson is trash. That's bullshit. If Klay Thompson was to become available, do you know that a lot of people were actually calling about Klay Thompson in the offseason, Mr. Layback? The Orlando Magic, they were calling about Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? There were multiple teams. The Lakers, they were trying to get Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? There were a lot of teams that were trying to get Klay Thompson. I think the Spurs were trying to get him. Everybody. But I know the Magic for sure were trying to get Klay Thompson. P.J. Washington is a monster. I mean, to be 6'8", can rebound, shot make, will bang on your ass. Man, Dallas, they are a contender. They still got their pieces from last season. That's what we're not understanding here. You know what I'm saying? They still got their pieces. I mean, you lose Luka, okay, you lose 34-99, but you're replacing that with 20. What is it? AD. He's averaging 26, 12, and 3. I mean, you're getting rebounding and you getting defense. Yeah, they got a bench, but they got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And this is another thing too. I talked about some of the great things about Luka. Luka is a turnover prone type of individual too, man. You got to look at that. You got to look at that too. For as good as Luka was, I mean, he had one game in the finals. I think he had like 8 turnovers or something like that, man. You know, that's not taking care of the ball. You never would have saw Michael Jordan getting that many turnovers in the game. Not in the finals. Not in the finals. No, sir. Not at all. You didn't. You said LeBron. Yeah, exactly. I mean, LeBron, all-time leader in turnovers and stuff like that. But hey, that's the guy that y'all praise, man. That's the guy that you know y'all say he's better. You know, he's the best thing since sliced bread and all this stuff. You know, I think Mr. Layback probably gave up, man. But like I said, man, this has to work, though. I do agree with everybody, man. This has to work. This trade has to work, man. If it doesn't work, they're gonna try to overthrow like they're doing. They're gonna try to overthrow Nico Harrison. But I'm getting ready to go ahead and ride out. I've been here on here about an hour. I just wanted to talk about this situation. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notifications too. Straight to the point. Shots out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball boxing community. Salute to all the people that rock with me and tell them, man, I'll get at y'all later.